What if I told you that your body might be revitalized by a forgotten spice that is tiny than your thumbnail? And get an erection within 60 seconds? That one bite may start regaining the very strength you believed was permanently gone, regardless of your age, your medication, or your past setbacks. I realize it sounds unreal, but bear with me because what I'm going to tell you has the power to alter everything. Dr. Sarah Brown is my name. For more years, I have been assisting men over 60 in recovering what the system and the passing of time have stealthily taken from them: vitality, circulation, self-assurance, and the capacity to regain a sense of masculinity. With the correct resources, the body may still recall things without the need for costly prescription drugs or tricks. This is where the twist lies. The answer isn't a brand new discovery or an advanced technology. This spice has been evading detection. Before intimacy, your ancestors employed one that science now proves is more effective than anyone could have predicted. The irony? Most are, you've passed it in your kitchen 100 times without realizing what it might be capable of. In the next minutes, I'll demonstrate how chewing this one spice for only 60 seconds can help you sleep deeper so your hormones naturally recuperate, combat gum disease that obstructs circulation, open your blood vessels, and reduce stress that's crushing your testosterone. You'll know exactly how to use it and what to anticipate in your first 7, 14, and 30 days if you follow my step-by-step instructions. Please take a moment to subscribe and press the notification bell before we explore this effective technique. I make natural health tools especially for men like you, so you won't miss any of them. Simply put 1 in the comments section if this message resonates with you. Type 0 if it doesn't, so I can better assist you. Okay, let's start with the main finding of this discovery. Because without knowing what makes this little spice so potent, none of it works. Eugenol, a naturally occurring substance concealed within every clove, holds the key. Your blood starts flowing, your vessels relax, and your body starts reacting like it used to because of this one component. Better, perhaps. Let me describe how it operates. 1. Eugenol, the hidden ingredient that makes things function. The first time a patient looked me in the eye and said, "Doctor, I just want to feel like myself again," is something I will always remember. He wasn't discussing marathon running or abs. He was discussing strength, confidence, and intimacy. When a man's body still reacts as it should, he possesses a quiet strength. I looked into natural options as a result. At that point, I kept returning to eugenol, a potent chemical. Cloves contain large quantities of eugenol. Additionally, this amazing chemical is present in the oils released when you chew just 1 or 2 cloves. Eugenol, however, does more than just sit in your mouth. Almost instantly, it passes through your mucous membranes and into your bloodstream. The magic starts with what it does next. Eugenol has vasodilator properties. In other words, it facilitates the relaxation and opening of your blood arteries, particularly the little obstinate ones that supply your genital organs. Those vessels have a tendency to become less flexible and stiff beyond age 60. Blood no longer flows as it once did because of this. Eugenol gradually opens the arteries and restores blood flow, acting as a natural massage for your arteries. Nor fabricated, nor coerced. Just a reminder of what your body used to do naturally. The fact that eugenol promotes the synthesis of nitric oxide, the exact substance those tiny blue tablets aim to imitate, makes this much more potent. This isn't chemistry, though. It's biological, and it's occurring organically, free of adverse effects, headaches, or subsequent crashes. Within minutes, many men report a mild warmth and a resumption of circulation. It's subdued yet effective. Wait until you hear what this spice does to the stress that has been subtly destroying your testosterone for years, if that's what one molecule can accomplish. Next, let's discuss it. 2. Why erections get less powerful. How clove fights back after 60. Numerous men in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s have entered my office with quiet voices, downcast eyes, and the same murmur. Simply put, it's not functioning as it once did, and it's not a personal failure, I always assure them. It's not a disgrace. It's biological. The tiny blood arteries that sustain erections start to harden and narrow as we get older. They become less elastic. The effects of years of stress, processed meals, inflammation, and inactivity begin to accumulate. The outcome? The flow of blood has changed, and an erection just cannot occur without that blood surge. The majority of doctors, however, never say this out. Those modifications are temporary. They can be reversed. Cloves are useful in this situation. And why older guys find it to be such a strong ally. Do you recall the chemical we discussed earlier? Eugenol? It helps to restore suppleness to the inside walls of your blood vessels in addition to calming them. Imagine it as restoring the smoothness of a rusty pipe. The blood begins to flow more easily, completely, and to the proper location. After utilizing this procedure every day for a few weeks, some of my patients have told me that they woke up with morning erections for the first time in years. Their circulation finally got a chance to function once more, not because of a miracle or a medicine. That's what makes this natural approach so lovely. Your body is not forced. It merely permits it to revert to its initial design. Here's the problem, though. One unseen factor can stop everything before it even begins, even with perfect blood flow. It has probably been subtly undermining you for decades. Next, let's find it. 3. Step-by-step instructions for the 60-second clove approach. As you may know, the simplest solutions are frequently the finest. And a lot of my elderly patients have felt more like themselves because to this technique, which I'm going to share, no awkward doctor's appointments, no prescription drugs, and no drugstore line waits. You can perform a little deliberate deed in your kitchen. What about its beauty? It just takes a minute. This is precisely how I instruct my patients to proceed. Take a couple of whole cloves. Whole dried cloves, not the powdered type. Although organic cloves are preferred, any high-quality clove will work. The rear teeth where you chew are the stronger, so place them between your molars. Bite down slowly until you feel them split open. The secret is right here. Take your time. Allow the oils to coat your mouth and tongue. Use your nose to breathe. Remain calm. Simply keep those shattered pieces in your mouth for the first 30 seconds. Allow the oils to combine with your saliva. You may have a powerful, warm feeling. Yes, it's intense, but that's a positive thing. It indicates that the eugenol is entering your bloodstream directly through the delicate membranes in your mouth. Then start eating slowly, not with force, just enough to completely decompose the clove. Work the oils through your saliva by keeping it in your mouth for another 30 seconds. That's all. The leftovers might be spit up or swallowed. Both are doing well. The speed at which this strategy starts working is what makes it so successful. According to several men, they see a difference in just a few minutes. They clear their minds. They feel more rooted in their bodies and more in the moment. However, eating cloves has benefits beyond energy and blood flow. Additionally, it gives most guys over 60 access to something they most likely don't even know they're lacking. Next, let's discuss it. 4. One of the most common inquiries I receive is, when should I use the clove method to get the best results? This usually happens after a man has tried it for the first time and experienced that unmistakable warmth. Timing really does make all the difference. It's more than merely doing it. As is the case with anything powerful, when you do it matters. Consider this analogous to tuning an instrument. Harmony is what you want. Your hormones, your nervous system, your blood flow. The evenings are the best time of day for a lot of my patients. Chewing cloves an hour before bed helps calm the nervous system and prepares your body for a better night's sleep when the day comes to an end and your mind begins to calm down. And rest isn't the only thing involved. Your body produces the most testosterone when you are sleeping deeply and restfully. That is the basis for you. Use at night prepares the ground for the next day. Stronger morning erections, increased vitality, and improved focus. However, don't forget about the morning either. This technique helps boost circulation and establish a peaceful yet alert tone for the day when used first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Before going on a walk or working out, some men choose to use it. For that extra sensation of presence, connection, and endurance, some people prefer it 30 to 45 minutes before intimacy. Paying attention to your body is crucial. Remain constant. Over time, daily use generates momentum. This is a persistent trick. You invest in your vitality every day, and it's helpful to know what might be preventing your body from changing so drastically. If you're wondering how such a small action can have such a big impact, you have been robbed of your strength from within by a silent force that most men are unaware of. Next, let's reveal it. 5. However, that is only the start. Let's discuss stress. I can't even count the number of decent men I've sat across from who eat healthily, exercise regularly, and even adhere to all the appropriate recommendations, but still feel strange. Their bodies simply don't react the same way they used to when it comes to intimacy. Their energy is flat and their desire fluctuates. I then pose one question to them. How is your stress level? Usually the room becomes quiet. They exhale. The truth is then revealed to me. Concerns about finances, health, getting married, growing older, it's a big burden. Furthermore, most people are unaware of how severely that silent pressure is undermining their masculinity on the inside. The hormone cortisol, which is meant to keep you alert in times of danger, is released into your body when you experience chronic stress. However, the majority of men over 60 live in a state of near constant stress in today's environment. The nasty part comes next. High quantities of testosterone and cortisol cannot coexist. One crashes when the other rises. Accordingly, your body produces less testosterone and your sexual response grows weaker the more stress you bear. Clove becomes more than just a circulation enhancer at this point. In fact, it aids in controlling the stress reaction. Beta-caryophyllene, a substance present in cloves, attaches itself to brain receptors that indicate security and serenity. You might experience a mental clarity, a release of pressure that has been accumulating for years, or a release in your chest in a matter of minutes. Additionally, testosterone can naturally and forcefully surge again when cortisol declines. Without initially recognizing the change, you might begin to feel more like yourself. It's real, though. Additionally, this stress-relieving treatment has a potent side effect that operates in the background as you sleep. Additionally, it could be the final component needed for your hormone recovery. Next, let's discuss it. 6. If I've noticed one thing repeatedly with my elderly patients, it's that chewing cloves leads to better sleep, which in turn leads to higher testosterone. Everything else starts to come apart as soon as sleep starts to fail. Your hormones won't work if you don't get enough sleep, even if you eat healthily, exercise, and take all the supplements in the world. This is due to the fact that the majority of your testosterone, repair, and healing processes take place at night, particularly during deep, restful REM sleep. However, how many guys over 60 still get that type of sleep? Many people tell me they lie up at 2 in the morning, their minds racing, staring at the ceiling. Or they go to sleep quickly but wake up multiple times during the night, never feeling completely refreshed. They then question why they don't have as much energy as they once had, why desire seems like a thing of the past, or why they simply can't get moving as easily. In most cases, inadequate sleep is the cause. This is where cloves come in, acting as a potent ally for the neurological system as well as a circulatory help. Cloves include chemicals that do more than only relax blood arteries, including beta-caryophyllene and eugenol. Additionally, they soothe the area of your brain that controls your sleep schedule. Cloves can help you fall asleep more deeply and steadily if you chew them in the evening, around an hour before bed. A lot of men tell me that their dreams have returned. They awaken with greater vitality and clarity, and usually with more powerful erections in the morning. And it's no accident. That's testosterone acting once more. Therefore, start observing how you sleep if you've been having trouble falling asleep, or if you're wondering why your motivation and edge have diminished. Because making improvements in that one area might help your entire system to heal. Cloves don't end there, though. What if I told you that the health of your mouth, including your gums, may be subtly impairing the power of your erection? Next, let's discover that unexpected connection. At first, it might seem odd, but I've witnessed it too often to dismiss. A man enters my office and complains of poor erections, low energy, and an unclear reason. His blood pressure appears to be normal. His labs are good. Then I pose a straightforward query. How is the condition of your teeth? At that point, the truth is revealed. Gum bleeding, gum lines that recede, bad breath that persists. The majority of men never consider the possibility that their oral habits could influence their sexual behavior. The science, however, is obvious. Everything is interconnected. Your circulatory system enters through your mouth. Whether you realize it or not, oral germs enter your circulation when you have gum disease. They harm the very blood vessels that cause erections by moving through your body and causing silent inflammation. It's similar to attempting to force water through a mud-filled hose. Despite the pressure, nothing passes through neatly. Men with extensive gum disease are even up to 70% more likely to develop erectile dysfunction, according to studies. And it's no accident, that's biology. Cloves become more than just a useful spice at this point. They turn into a daily cleanse. One of nature's strongest natural antiseptics is clove oil. Those antimicrobial properties start working as soon as you consume whole cloves. Before the dangerous germs can ever enter your bloodstream, they start to destroy them in your mouth. You can feel it operating, and it's quick and efficient, with a single chew sometimes. It's among the easiest, yet most neglected, steps to regaining overall health. Additionally, your blood flows cleaner when your mouth is clean. What might you anticipate, though, now that your system is functioning more smoothly, your vessels are opening, and your hormones are rising? Allow me to explain what occurs each week after you make the decision to adopt this effective practice. 8. What to anticipate in 7, 14, and 30 days. Seeing the changes in older men's expressions over time is one of the most rewarding aspects of working with them. One man in his late 60s will always be in my memory. He approached me weary, doubtful, and ashamed of what he had lost. I asked him to follow the clove technique consistently for a month when we first started. 1 week later, he called and said, "Doctor, something's going on. In the mornings, I feel more alert." And that was only the start. Most guys notice small changes throughout the first 7 days. A warm feeling throughout the body, a more lucid mind, a little more restful slumber, a bit more encouragement to get up and go for a walk. It's there, but it's not spectacular. It's also the indication that your body is starting to react to. Things usually start to pick up by day 14. Energy levels rise, mornings are different, more vigilant. There are occasions when something you haven't experienced in years returns. Spontaneous erections in the morning. It's not magic. Its circulation is returning to normal, and testosterone is beginning to reappear. Many men tell me that they feel different by day 30. Their confidence changes along with the frequency and strength of their erections. They have distinct ways of presenting themselves. Their spouses or partners take note. The emotional presence and connection begin to reestablish, even if intimacy hasn't totally returned yet. And that's the true objective. To regain your sense of self. To inhabit a body that feels alive rather than immobilized or inactive. But keep in mind that this is only the start. The true question is how to maintain and safeguard this strength for years to come after you have discovered it. Let's discuss how to transform this easy habit into a long-lasting basis for vigor throughout life in our last message. The strength you've been longing to experience again in conclusion. I've sat with men like you for more than 30 years. Men who silently bear the burden of diminishing vitality, diminished self-esteem, and the anxiety that their prime may be coming to an end. However, I can assure you of this, they're not. Chewing a few cloves for 60 seconds is a simple habit that has benefits beyond enhancing blood flow. In addition to reviving testosterone, it soothes your nerves, promotes deep sleep, and even cleans your teeth to safeguard your masculinity and heart. I've seen it rekindle passion, increase circulation, and, above all, return men to themselves. Your body is already requesting change if you've read this far. You know what to give it now. You make the choice. Continue to hope for a miracle, or begin creating one yourself. You don't have to be flawless. All you have to do is start. Take it day by day and begin tonight to regain your strength.